Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another expose. Today's feature is this guy, clown, and I think he probably would like for me to call him a clown. I think he would see that as a compliment. He goes by the name of Strongman Personal Finance. And let me just point out from the start, I'm wondering like who this guy is. Like, here he is, okay, and here's this picture. Like, is this the picture he uses for dating sites? Like, dude, this is like your high school picture. What's going on here? Anyway, that's pretty funny. So, I wanted to point out this Strongman. Now, he's one of these guys that pretends to go after the fraudsters, right? And I think that most of you are fooled by him. Well, if you're fooled early on, maybe it's because here's how the game is played, folks. At first, some of these guys pretend to go after the fraudsters. Maybe they actually mean to do so. But a funny thing happens along the way. They get more views, they get more subs, and they get money. And then they become the exact specimen, the exact scumbag that they are going after. That's what happens, folks. That's what Tom Nash did, right? Although I think Tom Nash in the beginning had already planned. He'd already planned to come in and get attention and, go after some obvious scammers. It's pretty obvious. And then change his tune once he got an audience. I suspect this weak boy is going to do the same thing. Okay? We're already seeing it. He's already become a grifter. He's soliciting donations from his videos criticizing Kevin and the other scumbags. And he's not even really criticizing them, right? He's not really coming out. I mean, what do you do when you go up against a fraudster, a con man? You don't bow down and you say, look, you're a fraud. What are you going to do? Are you going to get off YouTube? You're a fraud. You need to be locked up. You need to be sued. You're a fraud. You understand, folks? That's what you do. That's how you confront guys like Meet Kevin. That's how I would confront him, which is why he's never going to come across me. He's going to stay far away. Same with Tom Nash. And Tom Nash can make $10,000. Tom, you can make 10 grand easy. And I know he's heard me. Folks have messaged him. They've emailed him. Once again, folks, these people, Meet Kevin, and I haven't gone after, there's so many more I'm going to go after. They don't feel the need to address what I have to say because I don't have views, you see. When they think it starts to hurt their pocketbook, then they'll address it, and only then. So if you want Tom Nash to answer to my claims, let him know, right? Email him. See what he has to say. $10,000, easy money for him, right? If he's telling the truth. Tom Nash was never a senior analyst at a top 4 Wall Street firm, as he claimed, for 10 plus years. In fact, I've seen other renditions of his claims. And Tom, you can't change the claims later on once you get a bunch of followers. You're still a fraud. Just like Patrick Boyle. And I'm going to do a whole video on Patrick Boyle. I've mentioned him a few times. Patrick Boyle pulled a similar stunt, although to his credit, he was in the financial industry. He did have a hedge fund, but he was marketing himself as a hedge fund manager. No, if you're no longer a hedge fund manager, you're a former hedge fund manager. And Patrick Boyle has only recently claimed, he's only changed that recently on his Patreon. I've been calling him out in the comments section for more than a year. And he deletes all the comments. That should tell you all you need to know about Patrick Boyle and his speech impediment. Okay? What a moron. Speech impediment Boyle. Patrick Boyle is clueless when it comes to what's going on in the capital markets. Write that down. That's why if you look at his content, it's a bunch of baloney. Now, you little twerps out there, you may think it's good content because you're twerps. I mean, these are the same people that listen to CoffeeZilla and Meet Kevin and all these other idiots on YouTube. Patrick Boyle goes over news stories, and he reads the news articles, listens to CNBC, then he gives you his rendition 2 weeks later. That's useless garbage. If he's a real hedge fund manager, he's going to give you on the spot market insight. But a real hedge fund manager would never be on YouTube for many reasons. And also, a real hedge fund manager wouldn't be e-begging on Patreon. Okay? So anyway, I'm going to get to Patrick Boyle in the future. I wanted to focus today on the Weak Boy. Weak Boy. Because Weak Boy is already showing his stripes. He's showing his color, his real color. And that is the same color of Meet Kevin and all these other guys. He's soliciting donations, super chats. And I saw early on, I could tell when Kevin sent him $19.99 in a super chat, I could tell he was going to be bought off. And I remember him saying not long after that, Kevin, send me $1,000 and I'll stop coming after you. That's what he said. Of course, he's going to say he was just joking. But folks, actions speak louder than words. Just take a look at the actions, okay? So that's what's going to happen. You know, already he's a grifter. He's profiting from all this. And so, folks, when you have money involved in something, you lose the plot. You understand? He's pitching his worthless book, and he's trying to he's trying to get an audience by going after Meet Kevin and all these other people, and he's not really going after them like you should. It's kind of it's a pseudo. It's fake. It's just to get the views. And I want you guys to know out there, you think that he's going after, no, you're just suckers. You're just suckers, man. Wake up. Wake up. And so the other thing I wanted to point out about Weak Man is that now I don't have any, I don't watch his videos. I've seen, maybe 2 or 3 and parts of some others. I watched a couple early on when he was criticizing Kevin, then I stopped after I saw what was going on, because I could just tell this guy's full of shit. But my point is that, to my knowledge, and I could be wrong, he does seem to push index funds, which is good, which is what everybody watching YouTube should be in completely. No exceptions, no individual stocks, okay? Now, I don't know. Maybe he's a hypocrite. I don't know. But as far as I can tell, he's sticking with index funds. The question I have is, why in the hell is he teaming up with these other clowns who are pretending to be analysts, who are basically on the fast track to become the next Meet Kevin and Tom Nash? That's what he's doing. He's teaming up with the same people, the same types of people that he despises. Weak Man, are you that naive to not be able to see what's going on? These guys come across like they're experts. Now, one of these guys, I can't recall who, I don't know if it's this video, but it was one of these videos, the first one that I saw them meet up with these guys. One guy was talking about how he ducked in and bought Facebook after the crash. And of course, Facebook is down another 15% since then. My point is that, okay, so what are you doing? This guy's supposed to be talking about index funds. What are you doing? You know, you're telling us that why you're smarter than the market, right? You understand what I'm saying, folks? This other guy, this chump, Fabio, talks about all this crap and how he understands this and that. And the bottom line is that these guys have no experience in the financial industry, in the financial markets. They have no place making content about investments or finance. It's that simple. They want to jump on the bandwagon, pretend to bash the fraudsters on top who are in the lead, and they want to build their channels, right, by going after them. And they're going to do the same thing. Write it down. I'm telling you, guaranteed. We're already seeing that with Weak Boy. He's become a grifter. e-begging, super chats, right? So let's just take a look here. And so here's Fabio's channel. New channel, 6 months old, looks like 7 months old maybe. And so take a look. Index funds? No. Individual stocks, right? So tell me, weak boy, how is your friend Fabio any different than Kevin? You can say, oh, he's not selling courses. Yeah, not yet. He doesn't have enough subscribers. Okay? That's how it all works. This guy has no business talking about stocks. Okay? None. And weak boy, you've aligned yourself with this guy. You're a hypocrite, man. You're a complete hypocrite. Let's take a look at another guy. This other guy here. This Brazilian guy, or I'm not sure where he's from. Take a look at his channel. Alex Valuehead. Oh, look. He's interviewing Tom Nash. Why? Because he wants the views from Tom Nash's cult. You see? See that? This guy is another fake, another unqualified bullshit artist who is going to be, he's going to be the same type of grifter, scammer that Kevin, Graham Stephan, all these guys, Tom Nash. Folks, come on, wake up. Wake up. These people have no business talking about anything investment related. And they pretend to go after these guys, and they're frauds. They're liars. Let's take a look. I wanted to show you some things here in this video. This bogglehead. So let's take a look at the beginning of this. Okay. So you're going to take these idiots seriously? So they want to follow their follower, or their leader, I'm sorry. Weak boy. I mean, how can you take... Listen, when you're talking about investments, you're going to listen to clowns like this? Really? You're going to deserve what you get if you listen to these fools. And you're going to have your ass handed to you. Let's skim along here.
Nate, your internet's
all right,
so to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve takes off the balance sheet of the bank, the asset.
So you have this kid telling you, he's talking about the Federal Reserve and quantitative easing, so on and so forth. Now, where did you get your information, kid? Right? Where did you read it somewhere? You saw it on TV, right? You're not an authority. You need to shut your mouth. Okay? Go back, go offline, and go play your video games. I think it was this guy in this, I forgot what you call these ridiculous looking 1950s hats. I think he was the one that jumped into, either him or this guy. And I couldn't even listen to their reasoning about Facebook. They were just so, it was just so stupid. You can see here, the money's coming in, and weak boys being bought off. Same thing in the Meet Kevin. When he was with Meet Kevin, he made about $400, right? So here's the surprising thing to me here. So Tom Nash, see, he's watching all these channels, folks. I'm watching in delay as I do some work. Regarding your earlier comment, I think the industry standard is looking at price to sales rather than PE. Just a quick tip. Gee, thanks, Tom. You're an industry expert. Tom Nash, you're a fool and a fraud. Folks, I did a video a while back on Tom Nash. Tom Nash came out and he made a video. He was talking about, I think, Palantir. And he came out and said, listen, folks, I think it was actually it was a response to a video. Somebody did a video on him and trashed him. And he was he was criticizing those people, talking about how they're always talking about PE ratio. And Tom Nash, trying to bash them, said that anyone that talks with PE ratio doesn't know what they're talking about. They're clueless. And he specifically said, go and get someone from Wall Street, a Wall Street professional, analyst, trader, so on and so forth. Which, I mean, traders don't know anything about fundamental analysis, Tom, by the way. If you worked on Wall Street, you would know that. Tom may have worked a year as a junior, like a trainee. This is the story that's come out later on. You're not an analyst if you worked in 1 year. You got fired, Tom. You got fired, and then you went to work. Maybe I don't believe it until I see the proof at an accounting firm. See, Tom Nash, he doesn't know that I saw the video where he, long time ago, like a couple of years ago, when he first came out, he talked about how he was a corporate analyst. He was a corporate analyst. That's not a Wall Street analyst. That's why I know he's a fraudster. He's a liar. He's lying. And I mean, I didn't even need to listen to the guy try and analyze stocks before I knew he was lying, because he stuck his foot in his mouth. But once I heard this guy try and analyze stocks, right? I mean, I knew the guy was a fraud. These guys here, by the way, this is the list, my growing list of people I'm going to be going over in the future. Okay, just to let you all know. I'm sorry. So, Tom Nash has no idea what he's talking about. And what he said was, ask somebody on Wall Street. They'll tell you people that mention PE ratio are clueless. They don't know what they're talking about. I'm a Wall Street veteran, Tom, and I'm one of the top analysts in the world. And I'm here to tell you, you're full of shit. You don't know what you're talking about. PE ratio is exceedingly important. It's not the only thing that's important. I don't pay too much attention to PE ratio all the time, but I certainly do take a look at it. It is important. In terms of, metrics, it's one of the most important single metrics you can look at, but not in isolation, okay? Not in isolation. It's certainly more important than price to sales. So Tom was saying price to sales is the industry standard, and that's a quick tip. Quick tip? You don't know what you're talking about. You're a fraudster. I'm the expert here. I'm the Wall Street guy, not you. You're a liar and a fraud. Another thing, let me just go ahead and get back to this video here. So, more money coming in for Weak Man, the Grifter. He's making money. I mean, why do you have super chats, son? Huh? Why? Why are you monetizing your channel? Why? Right? What's the agenda? If you were true, if you were real and true to the cause, it wouldn't be about money, would it now? Because you're always talking about how you're a hard worker and you got a real job. Well, what are you doing e-begging? Weak boy, right? It changes the agenda. And, Weak boy never called out Meet Kevin for his false claims about his income and his investments. He never called out Tom Nash about all this nonsense. That's why he's a fake. You guys need to open your eyes and stop being dumb. You're going to continue to get fooled by all these damn grifters. So here we go.
Other one, the comment that you had up there that was the guy who paid for the answer. That depends on the person. You got to understand what both do. The one of them, it was the one about accumulated. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to pull it back up. I'm not going to ignore you.
And so shockingly, so you got Tom who's watching this, all these channels. He's watched my videos, guaranteed, and he's scared, and he should be. Okay, I can tell you right now, and I've run across a lot of these little piss ants over the years because they're used to responding to like chumps and stuff, and some of these chumps realize that they're con artists and frauds. But when they come across an industry pro, they run for the hills, or they kind of pretend like they don't see it or hear it, because they realize they're going to get torn to pieces. Okay? And that's what they don't want. Once again, tell Tom Nash, everybody, tell him I'll give him $10,000 in cash. I'll even try to hand it to him personally. I'll go to Israel where he's living. That's right. And deliver it to him. I'm risking my life if I go to Israel, of course, because, I'm not Jewish and I'm a Christian. It's very dangerous if you go there and you're a Christian, by the way. You don't hear that. They rope off certain things, and you can look into that. Let's take a look here. Weak Boy actually puts Tom Nash on. So Tom Nash is trying to, at this point, he sees that Weak Boy is going to kind of criticize Meet Kevin, right? And so Tom Nash, he wants to come on and kind of make himself kind of get in a neutral stance so he doesn't get attacked. He doesn't get criticized. That's what he's doing, you see. I know the tactics of these con men. I mean, come on. I learned the MO of the best con artists in the world. I worked on Wall Street. My coworkers, I observed their behavior. There you go.
If you listen to US or European media, they mainly talk about rational stuff because he is a rational guy. I mean, Putin, not a nice guy. Probably like
Nurses.
Designed for that.
So
records.
Anyway, what Nash, the phony fake fraudster, what he's talking about here, because I already listened to this clip, he's telling you that you Americans, you all don't understand Putin. You don't understand Russia. You got it all wrong. You don't get it. This is what he's constantly doing. He's constantly telling everybody that they don't understand, right? This is a man who was never a senior Wall Street analyst. As far as I can tell, he's a social media guy. He's an internet marketing guy. That's what he has on his skills on LinkedIn. He knows that if you get into internet marketing, you can make up some bullshit, learn a few terms here and there, and toss it out to the idiots on YouTube and pretend like you're an expert, right? So he's telling you that you all don't understand, Americans don't understand Putin. This is the same guy who was talking about a couple of weeks ago. He was saying, number one, oh, Putin this, Putin that, and don't worry, if there's a war, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just buy S&P, buy the index, right? He was saying that after his stocks collapsed. You see, folks, the deviant psychology of these con artists is just it's so low level, really. It's too easy to read. And he was also saying, by the way, he kept saying how you all don't understand Putin. I'm a Russian. Now, you're Jewish. You're a Jew. You're not Russian. You're a Jew. Maybe you lived in Russia. I would not believe it until I saw the physical evidence. I would not believe anything from you, quote, Tom Nash, unquote. I don't believe a word that you say. You're a pathological liar. That's what I believe, based upon how you have come across, how you have hidden things, how you have twisted things, and just come out and complete. You bullshitted the whole time. But you'll recall that he talked about how you all don't get it. I know what's going on. I'm a Russian. Putin's not gonna start a war. He's just playing around. He's playing a mind game. Well, now you see, folks, this guy is a clueless idiot. Complete idiot. He gets everything wrong. Do the opposite of what this con artist says. He's like all these other con artists on YouTube. Do the opposite. Okay? Do the opposite. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. I just wanted to mention about Weak Boy. He's not what you may think he is. He surrounded himself with a bunch of clowns who, in reality, they want to get to where Meet Kevin and Tom Nash are. They want loads of subscribers so they can talk about their bogus analysis for which they're not qualified to discuss. And they can offer their Patreon and their courses and so forth. It should be obvious to you guys. Okay, that's what's going on. Clueless idiots. So Strongman, Weak Boy, why are you associating with these types of people if in fact you advocate index funds, right? You're kind of being a hypocrite, are you not? Yes, you are. And you're also a grifter, right? You're doing this to make money. So in my book, you're no different than any of these other scumbags. Folks, it's like I said before, everybody on YouTube is a scumbag, piece of trash, scam artist. And they're there to make as much money, to take as much money from you as they can. They don't care about how much you get harmed in the process. Okay? This is the reality. If their channel is monetized and they're posting affiliate links and they're super chatting and all this crap, what's going on? Ask yourself, okay? Especially if they're not even qualified. I could do it and be legitimate. I'm qualified. I'm an expert. I'm a pro. I'm a top pro. These guys are not even, they're frauds just for even asking for money, for selling courses in areas that they have no expertise. That makes them a fraud in itself. Really, right? So, anyway, that's all I've got for today. I might cover these clowns in the future, but the list is getting long. Many, many more to cover. We'll just have to wait and see.